Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, you're my child, I have the right to poison you. My mom thinks she's entitled to take my consoles that I brought because I used some of the money she gave me buy it. Entitled grandparent at aquarium lets kids cut in line. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. You're my child, I have the right to poison you. I'm allergic to fish/seafood. It's not the anaphylactic type of allergy, thank goodness, so I'm not going to die if I eat some, but I do throw up, have a stomachache and a massive headache for a few hours. Enough fish/seafood and I break out in small red hives over my arms. My mother didn't believe it, and as a child, I couldn't stand up to her properly. She'd force me to eat stuff with seafood or fish in it to prove I wasn't allergic, then ignore me as I was sick. One day, she held a dinner party. I was dressed up beautifully and trotted out to parade before the guests. At the time, I was around about 9, precocious for my age and absolutely fed up with my mother making me sick. When she held out a fish cutlet, fish cooked with vegetables, rolled into a ball, covered in batter and fried, for me to eat, I saw my chance. Me, loudly, I can't eat that, I'm allergic to fish. Mother, no, you're not. Eat it. Me, I am allergic. I'll throw up. No Asian mother will back down in front of guests for fear of looking like she can't discipline her child. My mother grabbed the fish cutlet, shoved it to my mouth, and said in her most firm voice of command, "Eat." So I ate it. Cut to about 10 minutes later. I go up to my mother and tug on her sorry to get attention. Me, I don't feel well, barf. I vomited on her, on the expensive carpet and in full view of all the guests. My mother has a reputation for being a kind, generous, charitable and very religious woman, so in front of all the guests, she couldn't do anything except act sympathetic and send me off to bed to recover. She never made me eat fish or seafood again. She got what was coming to her. I don't understand why people can't wrap their head around others having allergies. My mom forgets and refuses to accept that I have a fruit allergy every time I'm visiting. Every time. Even my mother-in-law makes exceptions for me by not mixing fruit into food and leaving it in a bowl for others to mix themselves. I'm lactose intolerant. My grandma refused to believe it was a real condition and forced me to drink milk as a kid. I'd get horrible stomachaches, lot of gas, etc. She'd then blame whatever she thought was causing it, candy, computer games, and just kept repeating how I have to drink it so my bones grow properly. It's like there weren't any other ways to get calcium than an overdose of milk. My mom thinks she's entitled to take my consoles that I brought because I used some of the money she gave me buy it. You used some of the money I gave you to buy your own console, so it's mine. My mom always said that if I paid for my own stuff she wouldn't take it away when she grounded me. This was a lie, but still, I busted my ass doing chores and babysitting for money. I'm 16 with no job, so this and holidays is my only method of getting money. Later my baby brother damaged my Switch, she brought it, and my mother refuses to buy me another one or fix it, so I used my own money I saved up to buy it. I also spent some extra dollars for some protective cases and a screen protector that I was going to break trying to put it on. Little did I know she put a protection plan on it, which I was grateful for. Once again my brother tries to break it when he gets mad and messed up the L-stick, but once again my mother refused to fix it. I end up buying a Nintendo OLED with a case with some extra birthday money from family and some do my chores and take Instagram selfies for me money from my sister, and talk to I can get the angle she wants. I finally brought it and put a screen protector on it. I brought a case and everything. It'd never leave my room because I don't trust my brother not to damage this one. And for those wondering how he can get to it so much, my mother would see him reach for it and only tell me when he is holding it, and by that point he already slammed it. The case makes it so if it fell on its back it will be okay, but if it landed on its face or on a button I'm screwed. Anyway, summer break is over and my mom intentionally puts me in a class I'm bad at because I just need to apply myself. I asked her to at least let me pick out what subject I can take from what was available, but she didn't care because I'm going to pass and we aren't going to have any problems. She said a threat. As expected, I don't do well on the first test and quiz and she takes away my stuff. She yells at me to give her my switches and the following conversation happens. I have 3 but I only use 2 because my first one is too damaged. I used the ones I paid for. Also for context, she gave me and my sister a bank account and a starter amount of around $200 or less on our credit cards. I'm cheap so I had some money to burn. Mom, give me that switch, all of them. Me, but I paid for some of them with my own money. I'm okay giving you my first one I got and my phone because you paid for it, but you said if I paid for my own stuff you wouldn't take it. You brought it with my money. It wasn't completely all your money, it was birthday money and some that, sister, gave to me, 50%, from mom, 25%, from sister, 25%, from other family. I won't lie, she was the majority. Stop talking back before you won't see it again. Somehow I managed to trick her and hide one, but I'm not saying where just in case she finds this post. A week passes. Hey, can I get my stuff back? I paid for those by myself. Opie, don't talk to me about those switches because you're not giving them back. But I use my credit card and money I saved up to get it. Okay, but who gave you the money? You and Dash. My point exactly, you used the money that I gave you so I brought it and it's mine. I'm done taking to you about this. Can't wait for my first job so I can get a break from her, and trying to buy a monitor so I can make some money on the side from streaming while I have a backup plan if cooking fails me, but I'm afraid of what's going to happen when she finds out. I only got my stuff back for a little bit because she saw how close me and my new stepdad were right off the bat and it must have put her in a good mood. He's the bio father of my baby brother. Edit, I'm a dude, and for those wondering, my bio father isn't in my life growing up because he was trying to catch every legal charge in the book. For lack of a better word, he's a bum. Also, I look exactly like him. If your brother can't handle his emotions well enough to not break a $300 console when he gets mad, he has no business even touching it. FFS, is he 5 years old? Your mother is wrong. Once you give a gift, you no longer have rights to it, otherwise, it's not a gift. If she gifted you the money, it was no longer hers. With that being said, getting a job and her having no ties to your money is the way to go. Do not get a bank account with her on it, or she will still consider the money as hers. Find a trusted aunt or uncle to help you set up an account since you are a minor. Exactly. I wish she understood this. Find yourself cheap or free broken switches that you can give her when she take them away. Then you can keep the good ones and she won't know. If she gives one to your brother and finds that it's broken, accuse her or him of breaking it. I swapped the switch I brought with the switch that she brought, and she ain't notice. The only difference between the two is their backside, because the one I brought is the Animal Crossing one and it has special markings on its back while the classing one doesn't. Luckily she doesn't know that, and the case covers it, and the one she brought is chipped in the middle. Sounds like my mom NGL. I used to have an older phone that my bio dad bought for me and my older brother. I wouldn't let my younger brother, who was 4 at the time, because I knew he would break it. Since I wouldn't let my little brother break my shit, my mom decided it was fair and justified to smash my old phone with a hammer. Couple years later, my little brother would try to kill me on a daily basis, and my mother encouraged it. I'm so sorry you're going through this. 1. Where's your dad in all of this? 2. Do you have any other responsible adult in your family whom you can talk to about this? Seems like your mom is struggling to handle the family and doubling back on controlling the good child. It's more common than you think, where parents tend to mold the better behaved or more rational child as a safety netting. 3. Do you have a counselor or guidance, someone at school who can help you? Entitled Grandparent at Aquarium lets kids cut in line. My husband, 29M, and I, 36F, took our 2 daughters, 4 and 6, to a local aquarium because they had mermaids and we knew the girls would love it. We were waiting in line to see the mermaids swim by and get pictures. She was getting ready, but hadn't started her rounds yet. In front of us was all adults with no children waiting to see the mermaid. The woman behind us told her 2 grandchildren that were about the same age as my children to go to the front of the line because there was only adults in line. My kids immediately asked to also cut the line. I told them no, we could all wait like everyone else. This woman made the comment, but they are just adults. This woman thought that just because adults wanted to see the mermaids that their experience somehow was less important than her grandchildren's. When my kids asked to cut the line, I would have said no because it's rude and entitled. I would have said it loud enough for the entitled woman hears you. I do this all the time. My son will ask why someone has done something and I will loudly explain. Like the time someone pushed in front of us in a queue to pay for something and I just said loudly that lady pushed in front of us because she is very rude and thinks she is more important than everyone else, but you know what I think is important? And he will always answer, being kind, which cracks me up, haha. I'm a teenage boy, but I can guarantee you, if somewhere claims to have a real mermaid, I want to see. Same with a unicorn or a harpy, or dragon, or anything other mythical creature. If a place has a real one, I want to see. OP, you're a fabulous human. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.